Welcome back to Everything Whiskey. I'm Callum.
I'm Sam.
And today we're having a look at the Chivas Regal 15-year-old.
Alrighty, so 15-year-old Chivas Regal. We bought this one not because we are big fans of Chivas Regal. We don't mind Chivas. It goes down
nice
super
whiskey.
easy.
It's just boring.
It's just a bit
Normal.
boring. Yeah. But this one is described pretty interestingly. So they finish it in Grande Champagne Cognac casks, which, I mean, I've seen cognac. Have I seen cognac as a finishing option?
I think we have had a cognac finished.
But maybe once or twice. It's rare. Normally it's sherry or brandy or not brandy, or rum or stuff like that. I don't normally see cognac. But yeah, so we wanted to see if the interesting label translated to an interesting whiskey or if it was just marketing, because they are good at it. They're damn good at marketing. That's why we bought it. Already fell into the trap. Yeah. Making it. They got a nice box. They got a nice bottle. It's nice and gold and shiny, and they make it seem nice and premium.
Yeah.
40% ABV.
So they haven't changed
blended. It's all still it's still Chivas. It's just they've got a different kind of, that's like all of them.
A twist on it. Yeah.
Yeah, they're all just Chivas with a twist.
I'm hoping this has the really dark, rich fruits that cognac actually have. Otherwise, it's just gonna be very
because it's brandy from cognac in France, isn't it? That's what cognac is. Because I'm pretty sure brandy is distilled wine, and that's.
I don't know the difference, but from my understanding, cognac's just a fancier wine. I don't know what the actual.
I think it's like champagne and sparkling. It's kind of the same thing, but it has to be in.
I swear, cognac's is better brandy though. I swear that's what.
Or maybe that's. No, I don't know.
We don't specialize in that.
It smells pretty raisiny.
It smells like
heavy,
dark fruits.
Heavy sultanas. Ooh, I got some weird funk. Maybe it was my breath.
Yeah. It still has my recollection of Chivas Regal, the 12.
It still tastes like a blended, easygoing.
It's got that
sweet.
classic Chivas nose there.
It's just there's no punch, there's no spike. It's vanilla, but there is more. It's more kind of sharp sherry kind of finishing notes I'm getting in it. It's like if sherry was a bit more spiky, which I guess that's what you describe cognac as, more winey than whiskey, but
I'm also getting
proof.
It's a really light winey note. I can't really nail it down to anything. Maybe a grape, but
I'm definitely getting old grapes, as in
the darkness.
Not
of the
fresh grapes, as in they've been sitting there out in the heat for a while.
Yeah.
The overripe sweet kind of, not yet raisins, but
I'm tasting this.
Vanilla, little touch of spice. Not getting any malt impact on the nose. How you get from some Spacesides and Highlands.
That is smooth.
It smells like apple juice, really.
That is incredibly smooth. There is no alcohol burn whatsoever. Goes down like water. In terms of flavors, though, there are some sultanas.
There's not many.
There's a little bit of sultanery flavor.
That disappears quite quickly.
There's a bit of caramel, vanilla.
Oh,
it's fairly sweet.
Look, it's really sweet and simple when you taste it, but now I'm kind of getting a lingering cognac-y finish.
Yeah.
The whiskey itself didn't really taste like it much, but now the finish, just that lingering kind of taste in your mouth.
When I drink cognac, I get a burning sensation, not from alcohol content. I'm getting the same kind of thing in this. My mouth is it feels alive in my mouth, even though it's 40%. I mean, it's still high in alcohol, but for 40, you don't normally get that rumbling on your tongue.
It's really flat for me initially, except for the aftertaste. It's got some nice notes in it. The actual whiskey itself, though, it's very cold and thin.
It is a cold day.
Yeah, no, I know, but I always describe low-proof whiskeys as cold and
they have no
heat. They're just the smell. I think on the nose, it's much more interesting for me.
Yeah.
The taste, has an interesting like character about it at the end, but it's still really thin.
I reckon this would be extremely interesting at like 48, 50%. I reckon that little bit of alcohol body in it.
Yeah, would add some density to the flavors.
Yeah, just make it more dense and lively.
Definitely.
And it might even allow those flavors like dance off one another and actually like bring out more flavor. But at 40%, it's just kind of flat.
The nose is much denser as well. Like this is really flat, basic sweetness. Get some vanilla, some dry, weird like kind of dried fruits with a dry finish, and then kind of a weird faint cognac-y kind of finish. I wouldn't describe it as like a finish though. It's like the flavor that's left over in your mouth. And I know that basically is what a finish is, but you know how like this feels like it goes, you taste it and it goes straight and then down, and then you kind of get this weird like low finish. Yeah, just like it's not like, it's not a slow decline kind of normal finish. It's just like, I don't know, it's weird. I don't know.
I reckon the average whiskey drinker would love this. People that aren't in depth. But for me, spending $80 on a bottle that is just flat and like there are flavors there, but it's not like our cup of tea. Yeah, we probably wouldn't rush back to this. I reckon people that don't drink whiskey or are trying to get into it would love this because
there's a lot to,
especially if they're brandy drinkers or something. Because they've got
there's nothing fighting you in this at all.
Yeah, and if they drink brandy, those notes are definitely there. Like you can pull out brandy notes, but
they're so light and the base is too thin to begin with. Like they're building extra flavors off poor foundation, so you kind of.
That's why I reckon it'd be good for like people that are trying to come in.
Yeah, definitely.
Because they can find those brandy notes and still like work them way up. It's not like overpowering with whiskey.
A tiny bit of like ethanol-y kind of tasty burn, but apart from that, it is really smooth.
Yeah, and by smooth we mean a texture.
Yeah, no, and smooth isn't like a note, like a taste for us. We just use it as like the description of no fight. It goes down without, like like how smoothly it goes down. It's just how easy it is. How there's no fight. There's no nothing.
Sorry if the tripod's moving, by the way.
Yeah, I think
if the camera
definitely need a new. I think that it keeps like slowly moving down somehow. I think we have to swap back in the.
We're buying a new tripod. We will buy a new one.
Anyway, this is fine. Far too expensive for me to want to buy it again for that limited amount of kind of experience of taste and complexity. But there's absolutely nothing wrong with it. Like there's nothing that turns me off. There's just not enough there that I would really be motivated to pick it up.
I'd say this would be a great present because the age statement. And it's relatively simple.
And it's fancy packaging and stuff. Champagne, cognac, like it's all very, No, I agree with that one.
Yeah.
Anyway, thank you very much for watching this episode of Everything Whiskey. If you enjoyed it, maybe leave us a like. And if you want to see future episodes from us, maybe consider hitting that subscribe button. If you do, we'll see you in the next one. Cheers.